All right, friends, today we're going to go over two-digit by two-digit partial products multiplication. So remember, when we do partial products, we need to make sure that we multiply each part of each factor by the other factor's parts. So we're doing 57 times 23. So that means we have to multiply both parts of 57 by both parts of 23. So let's start by breaking up 57 into expanded form so we can see what 57's parts are. We're going to break up 57 into 50 plus 7, and we'll break up 23 into 20 plus 3. Just like before, we're always going to start with our ones place, which means we're going to start by multiplying by the digit in the ones place at the bottom factor times the factor on top, that digit in the ones place, which is a 7. So we're going to start by doing 3 times 7, which is 21. Next, I'm still working with my 3, and I'm going to multiply it by the digit in the tens place up top, which is a 5. So that means that 5 is worth 50. So we're going to do 3 times 50. 50 has 1 0, so I'm going to write my 0, and then do my basic fact, 3 times 5, which is 15. Now I'm all done with this 3 because it's been multiplied by the ones place and the tens place up top. So now I can move over to my 2 in the tens place, and that 2 is actually worth 20. I'm going to start by multiplying that 2 by the 7 in my ones place, because we always go to our ones place first. So we're going to do 20 times 7 because that 2 is worth 20. 20 has 1 0, so I'm going to add my 0 and do 2 times 7, which gives me 14. So that turns my third partial product into 140. Lastly, we have one multiplication step left. We have to multiply our 2 by the 5 up top. So that means we're doing 20 times 50 because that 2 is worth 20 and the 5 is worth 50. 20 has 1 0 and 50 has 1 0. So I'm going to add my 2 zeros. Now I can do my basic fact, which is 2 times 5 is 10, to turn it into 1,000. Lastly, we have to add together all 4 partial products. I get a 1. I get 2 plus 5 is 7, plus 4 more is 11, so I have to regroup. 1 plus 1 plus 1 gives me 3, and 1 plus nothing gives me 1. So that gives me a final answer of 1,311. Let's try another example. Now we have 98 times 60. Let's see if we can do this example. So we're going to break 98 into expanded form, which is 90 plus 8, and then 60 broken into expanded form is 60 plus 0, because that 0 is always worth 0. So now we can start multiplying. We're going to start with our 0 in the ones place. 0 multiplied by the digit in the ones place up top, which is 8. So 0 times 8 is going to give me 0, because anything multiplied by 0 always gives me 0 back. Now I'm going to keep working with that 0, and now it's going to be multiplied by the digit in the tens place, which is a 9, which is worth 90. So 0 times 90. 0 times anything gives me 0 back. So 0 times 90 is going to give me 0. Now I'm all done with this 0 because it's been multiplied by the ones place and the tens place up top. So now I'm going to move over to the 6 in the tens place, which means that 6 is worth 60. 6 is going to be multiplied by the 8 in the ones place, because we always go to the ones place first. So 60 times 8, because that 6 is worth 60. There's 1 0 in 60, so I'm going to write my 0. Then I'm going to multiply my basic fact, 6 times 8, which is 48. So that turns into 480. Lastly, I'm going to multiply the 6 by the 9 in the tens place up top. So that means I'm doing 60 times 90, since they're both in the tens place. 60 has 1 0 and 90 has 1 0. So I'm going to write my 2 zeros, then do 6 times 9, my basic fact, which is 54. My last step is to add all of those together. So 0, 8, 8, and 5 to get a final answer of 5,880. A way that I like to check to make sure that I've multiplied each part of my factor times each part of the other factor is I like to make sure that I have created a bow tie. And if you look here, you can see that by multiplying, I have created this bow tie, and that tells me that we have multiplied correctly. Thanks for watching.